Greetings my friends, today I've come out of the laboratory with an overview and step-by-step explanation of a very special piece of tech for Metroid Dread that allows us to clip through single tile floors. This has gone by a few names, but I've taken to calling it the Shine Sync Clip, for reasons you will soon understand. Currently this has been drafted as a way to get to the blue teleporter in Kataris to obtain screw attack as early as after Speed Booster. This has also been confirmed to still be working in the update released to the game just today, so sorry to the glitchless fanatics, this one is sticking around. Before we begin, you're going to need 4 items to do this trick. You're going to need the Flash Shift, the Speed Booster, the Grapple Beam, and the Morph Ball. To follow along with best procedure to learn this trick, I also suggest that you have a completed save file, because there is a phenomenal spot in the room before the Golden Chozo fight in Hanubia, where you can practice this fresh tech all in an enclosed space with as little hassle as possible. So what you are seeing in this footage is a trick that requires 12 very precise inputs in a chain that needs a step-by-step process to understand. For that reason, I'm breaking this process down into 3 core steps. The Flash Slide Wall Clip, gaining a sinking Shine Spark, and finally, grapple phasing through your platform of choice. Let's start at the top, the Flash Slide Wall Clip. When you slide directly after a flash that is moving towards a wall, you can exhibit some very strange animations. This is what we're going to use to get Samus's collision inside terrain without the usual result of immediately dying. The Flash Slide Wall Clip is something you're going to need to get very used to doing on command if you're going to pull this tech off reliably. This maneuver can be done anywhere from a distance roughly half a flash shift away from a wall and a full flash shift away. We're going to exploit the knowledge of that full distance to experiment. To set yourself up for a guaranteed Flash Slide Wall Clip, you're going to stand flush against a wall while facing it, hold the Flash Shift button, and flash away from the wall. Now you can do this entire process at once by flashing away and straight back at the wall to execute the clip, or as I'd recommend at first, you can wait for a recharge after you flash backwards before performing it. Know that when you do the setup this way, the only thing you need to worry about is executing the slide, release of Flash Shift, and the turnaround away from the wall. Decide whether the double flash or the flash and wait method is better suited to you and drill this tech until you are reliable at it. I say this because we're going to need to perform one of these clips properly during a window that a Shine Spark can be stored. Now that you're proficient in the Flash Slide Wall Clip, we're going to move on to the step where we gain the sinking Shine Spark properties. The inputs are quite simple for this step. After you perform this clip, you're going to release the stick entirely and press jump to execute a Shine Spark. The timing itself is not quite as simple. What you need to do is aim to execute the Shine Spark the instant that Samus leans heavily into the wall. This is not a large window, but it can be hit pretty reliably once you've done it a few times. If done correctly, you will see Samus sink slightly into the ground while the Shine Spark rev up animation occurs. In this state you can do a couple of things, all but one of which are pretty useless. The first is that you can shoot forward. If you do this, Samus will stop at the edge of the platform you have sunk into, fall to the bottom of the available terrain, and remain in an airborne state until you move out of the position you got put in. The second is the most important for this trick. You see, once you get into this state, if you move the analog stick away from the wall you just used to gain the sinking properties and slide, Samus will descend further into the platform. Just doing this alone though, immediately kills you. So what we need is a way to get around this, which is how we reach step 3. Here's where we get to the meat of the trick. The actual phase through the platform. So as I said, when you perform a slide while sinking, you will start to clip through the floor. Thankfully, we have a tool that will help us avoid active collision detection as we descend through the platform, our trusty Grapple Beam. The key part of this phase is waiting until you are sunk into the ground enough. Doing this immediately after clipping is not going to give you the result you want, so you need to at least wait a moment before executing this sequence. You're going to point the analog stick up and in the opposite direction of the wall you just used to clip, then perform an extra quick combination of slide, grapple beam, and shoot to fire the grapple beam. If done correctly, you will phase through the single tile floor and not leave your grapple fire pose until you are far enough through said floor that the game ejects you on the other side and forces you into a morph ball state, and forces you in a direction until you either move or hit a wall for some reason. This is not an easy sequence and is easily the most complicated and difficult piece of individual tech that has been discovered in Metroid Dread thus far. Know well though that if you keep this process separated into the 3 steps that I've just outlined, you'll have all the tools you need to perform this clip if not reliably, then with the knowledge that if something goes wrong you're able to correct it in your next attempt. That's going to be it for this explainer. After labbing this tech for so long, I just wanted to get a thorough explanation out there so that the Dread community can play around with this trick without going through the ever-confusing hell that we in the Discord just went through to get this trick fully understood. At that, be sure to jump into the Metroid Dread speedrunning Discord if you are interested in running this game. Invite link is in the description below. I'll see you for the next advanced tech that will inevitably get found in the coming days. Enjoy the glitching, everyone.